welcome to Teleislas News, the most relevant and important information of the day.
A great day of post-consumer waste collection will be held in the archipelago in the coming days. This activity brings together 6 entities and 14 programs that seek a cleaner archipelago.
With the objective of freeing the archipelago from waste, the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development, with the support of public and private entities, will carry out a post-consumer waste collection day throughout, with the islanders will be able to deliver those elements that they have not been able to dispose of correctly.
The post-consumer waste collection day will take place on the island of Providence and Santa Catalina and in San Andres on April 7, 8, and 9 from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. On the island of Providence, we will be receiving this post-consumer waste in the mountain sector, and in San Andres, we will be at the Manawar Park and at the Morgan Canyon pedestrian pathway. Some of the waste that we will be collecting are light bulbs, lead-acid batteries, batteries and accumulators, pesticide cans or containers, all the gray line of computers and printers.
They will also receive white line products or appliances, refrigerators, television, cardboard, plastic, tires, and expired medicines. This activity is part of the Operation Black Crab, and it's estimated that in San Andres and Providence, about 50 tons of post-consumer waste will be collected.
The call for enrollment for the admission process for second semester of 2021 is open.
Until March 20, young people from the archipelago can register for the admission process to the 39 courses offered by the National University for the second semester of 2021.
And in this moment, we have 2 new careers, that is physiotherapy and medicine. How to apply? You have to send one email to the email peama-caribe@unal.edu.co. That is the email. You send your information, your name, your identification number, and what you need, what you want to study. So we assign you a PIN. The university is assigning totally free the PIN, so you don't have to pay the inscription, and that is the opportunity we offer the children from the island.
In order to apply, the student must have completed the 10 and 11 grades in a school in San Andres or Old Providence and have a permanent residence card. It is also important to highlight that there will be no admission exam due to the sanitary emergency. A good score in the Prueba Saber knowledge test will be the key to be admitted.
And for today, the National Health Institute reports 60 new cases of COVID-19 for the department. It should be noted that the island had been with few contagions.
Until this morning, there were 25 active COVID cases, 22 in San Andres and 3 in Providence. However, after the report from the National Health Institute, the figure changed drastically, showing a total of 60 active cases, which leave a cumulative total of 2,860 cases that have tested positive in the island territory. It should be noted that the country is in the 3rd peak of the virus outbreak, where several cities show high and worrying figures for health entities. The departmental administration continues to carry out mass testing of COVID-19 throughout the island and vaccinations of elderly population, to start with the batch that includes people over 60 years of age. On the other hand, continuing with the vaccination plan against COVID-19, 4,856 people have been immunized, including doses recently administered on all Providence and the rest of the archipelago department. It is worth mentioning that San Andres came out of a Holy Week that reported more than 19,000 visitors, which could put health entities on alert for a possible continuity in the increase of positive cases of coronavirus in the insular territory.
With more than 30 performances throughout the department, Circo Colombia delivers a successful report on this show that came to bring joy to islanders.
With a capacity of 130 people per show, the Colombia Circus came to San Andres to entertain the audience and bring a moment of entertainment to all the inhabitants of the island. They also made a visit to the municipality of Old Providence.
En el departamento ha sido muy buena, duramos.
The reception in the department has been very good. We had a month and a half in Old Providence in which we made 35 performances and had attendance of 5,000 people. We want to emphasize that since we had varied performances, the people could return to see the ones of their preference. In San Andres, we have made 15 performances with an attendance of 2,600 people approximately.
Circo Colombia became a great space for families get together, as well as an alternative to be able to educate and instill the circus culture among the community.
This morning, the First Lady of the Nation inaugurated the Little Angels Child Development Center in the Southwest-based sector. This delivery is made in the framework of the campaign Ayudar nos hace bien.
Accompanied by the Director of Family Welfare, the Mayor, and the Manager of the Reconstruction, among others, the First Lady of the Nation, Maria Juliana Ruiz, delivered the reconstructed Little Angels Child Development Center, which was destroyed by the passage of Hurricane Iota.
What a joy to return to this place, to find it renovated, to find it full of color and joy with something very important, which is well-being. A well-being that transcends the infrastructure, and to find it full of hope, to find it full of children motivated for a different kind of learning.
The First Lady made a special recognition to the Éxito Foundation that donated the resources for the endowment, and the community of Colombians in New York who donated 315 million pesos for the reconstruction of the infrastructure.
Gracias al aporte que hicieron a través de toda la gestión del consulado.
Thanks to the contribution made by the Colombian Consulate in New York, a contribution that was achieved after knowing that the purpose was to help the children in Providence, and they were the first to contribute in a decisive way so that we could rebuild this child development center. Thanks also to the contribution of an incredible ally such as Éxito through the Éxito Foundation and the resource endowment of this child development center that was given together with the Colombian Family Welfare Institute. Thank you. We see a country that is totally committed, from the government, the private enterprise, the community, and I believe that this allows us to live with our hearts filled with hope, with the colors of that magical feeling that is here today. We carry it in our hearts, recognizing that what we have here is opportunity, and Colombians that are totally willing to take on the challenge that remains.
Finally, the community thanked the First Lady for her effort in achieving the reconstruction of the Child Development Center in a record time.
En nombre de la comunidad de Providencia,
in the name of the community of Old Providence, we want to thank her in a generous and particular way for her efforts, because all this has been possible thanks to many entities that have supported us, but this woman has been the visible leader in all this.
This Child Development Center will offer integral attention to 65 children from the early childhood age range in Old Providence.
And tomorrow, virtual training will take place from Old Providence through the platform of the Banco de la República in order to encourage the legalization and formalization of cultural enterprises.
It's a workshop that seeks to help in the formalization and development of the creative and cultural industry in the islands. The virtual workshop, which will take place over 2 sessions, will discuss the conditions under which the creative industry is developed.
Es importante que la población se haga responsable.
It is important that the population becomes responsible for the possibility of undertaking new industries of cultural base, that is to say, that which occurs in a spontaneous way. The people on the islands have all the talent for writing, dance, music, and the visual arts, and the idea is to be able to make an enlistment so that this new industry can be opened up.
The creative and cultural industry in the last 20 years has had an important advancement. It is already one of the industries that contribute most to the gross domestic product of the nations.
Esta activación todavía no ha sido entendida por la población.
This activation has not yet been understood by the population. Very few people have made the click to get ready and prepare for what is coming with the digital era. That is to say, it is already a fact, and there are no more excuses to be left out.
The workshop leader sees this moment in time as strategic to prepare prepare for these industries and sends an invitation to get ready through this workshop.
Lo que intentaremos es
What we will try to do is to provide the necessary information and motivate people who have cultural ideas to go to the next level to legalize their businesses and allow them to formalize within this industry.
The workshop will take place virtually from 8 a.m. on the platforms of the Banco de la República.
Now we continue with Victor Fusalba and all the sport news of the archipelago.
Hello, here are the best sports of the island. The basketball tournament in the Barrack sector seeks to integrate young people in spaces of distraction and recreation. The basketball tournament organized by Michael Jackson in the Barrack sector seeks to organize spaces of recreation and distraction for the young people of the Insular Department to take advantage of their free time. These activities help young people to get away from bad habits and stay active in sound and healthy sports spaces. This is how a young fan of this sport expressed it.
I come tonight to enjoy one little basketball. We know that there are some space where needed in the island, and also we want it for the women them in the island because it needed. The more space, the little bit of space we then create that just for man, and we then invite like for create more for women too in the island. All we know say it's important for get sport in our island because it take out the youth them out of the bad spot them, out of the bad company them, and we better if we got them in our basketball field.
For Michelle, it is important that these sport activities take place in different sectors of the island.
I wish like they could have continued more often and often, more game, more tournament in all the different sport them, so we can come off of the road, we can distract ourselves a little bit and well enjoy ourselves more. That's the most important thing.
Another young person who thinks about these free spaces is Sloan Shogreen. With new rules of international dominoes, the Islanders teams train for future presentation at a national level. In order to get the players updated with the new rules of professional dominoes, the Islander teams are preparing for an early national representation. Among the selected players are Tomas Fernandez, Ivan Britton, Donovan O'Neill, Ulis Livingston, and Miguel Chavera. We talked to Tomas Fernandez, who gave us more details.
We are practicing to go to Valledupar, to a Torneo Nacional. That's the Federation Full Domino having 10 years from foundation, from founder. And we here right now practicing. We have six players. Make a good representation for our island. And we are inviting all our islanders then to come out and play and practice this way of domino where they play internationally. Because we islanders got potential in a domino. Every part in the Caribbean, them play that way. And Uno knows every black man in the world play domino. We are trying to incentivize our people them to come and practice the domino, how we want them play international way. You understand me? Because we play a different domino with a different rule. But international way in all parts in the Caribbean, in South America, Central America, everybody play with the same rule.
With a view to make a great representation for the department, these players continue their training in a disciplined manner for the name of the department as mentioned by Fernandez.